Alrighty, here we go. We were on this last part right here. I've got this equation. I just put in my line under the equal sign so that I can define each side of the equation. We want to get the variable p by itself. Right now, we are subtracting 8. So to undo that, we're going to use its inverse operation. We're going to add 8 because subtracting 8 and adding 8, I want you to think of that almost like -8, +8. That goes to 0. So now p plus 0, that's just the letter p, and that's exactly what I wanted. However, you have to be fair and do the same thing over there. You have to keep it balanced. So it's no longer 9 here, it's 17. Check your answer. 17 minus 8 is not, yep, that's correct. I know this seems obvious at first, but trust me, pretty soon the numbers get a little wonky or a little more challenging, and you're not going to be able to tell right away. Oh, look at this one. 22 equals y minus 11. I'm just in the habit of always putting my little balance bar or teeter-totter stand there. And this time my variable is on this side of the equal sign. Does that matter? Why, no, it does not. That's why I always say find the variable, and now your job is to get this variable alone. Right now, I'm subtracting 11. You need to counterattack or counteract that subtracting 11 with its inverse operation. We're going to add 11. But you have to be fair and do the same thing over there. I bet if you have brothers and sisters, you've uttered the words, "That's not fair." So guess what? In algebra, we do the same thing. If you do an addition of 11 on one side, you have to be fair and do the same thing over there. Now, look here. A minus 11 and a plus 11. Take away 11, add 11 back. They counteract each other. They go to 0. And now I'm just left with the variable y. On this side, I no longer have 22. It's now 33. Okay. Now, I'm not a stickler about making sure your variable is on the left. I'm perfectly fine with you saying 33 is equal to y. That's your answer, but I do want you to show me the check. Y minus 11 was my original part of the equation. So if I take 33 minus 11, that gives me 22. Yep, that's exactly right. Oh my goodness, there's fractions. Stop. Don't be a crybaby. Here we go. Fractions are our friends. Now, here's your variable. It's z. Nice letter, z. Right now you're subtracting this fraction. Okay? Okay. What we need to do is undo that. So let's add that fraction. Because certainly, if you're subtracting something and adding the same thing back, that's going to go to 0. All right? Then you just have the variable z. Hey, I write my z's with that little hashy mark in there so I can tell it from the 2's. So that's my z. On this side, though, we have to be fair and do the same thing over here. All right, when I add these, I already have a common denominator. Whew! So I know I'm going to have 16ths. 5 plus 7 is 12. Okie dokie. It's not in simplest form. So really, we should get this fraction in simplest form. So as you're looking at 12/16, I'm coming off to the side here, and I'm thinking, gosh, both of these have a factor of 4 in there. And so, in my day, here's what we had to do. We had to say 12 was 4 times 3, 16 was 4 times 4, 4 divided by 4 was 1, and I get 3/4. Or maybe you were taught to simplify fractions this way. As long as you divide the top and the bottom by the same number, so that creates a 1, because 4 over 4 is 1. Anytime you divide by 1, it really keeps the same value. You get 3/4. Okay? Now, technically, this is your answer in simplest form. Yes. How do you check this? What I would do is go back to this fraction, 12/16, because I know that when I take my z minus 7/16, I'm going to want that common denominator anyway. So I'm going to do this, 12/16 minus 7/16. That's jumping up here, plugging my answer in for z and subtracting 7/16. 12 minus 7 is 5. Yep. That's the answer. Okay, so I showed that I checked it. Let's stop there. And what I want you to do is take out your workbook, start working on page 7, show the work. You'd had better put that little line underneath the equal sign and show me that you're doing work on each side. Okay, so for example, those first ones you're just doing some checking, but once you get to number 5, hot diggity dog, you'd better be putting a little line underneath that equal sign and then come and show me exactly what you're doing, okay, for your work. That's what I want to see. So I want to see you say +8 here and +8 here. That goes to 0, okay? Do you see what I mean? I'm modeling that first one for you. And then just do a little check and say, 19, sorry, -8, that's 11. Yes. All right, good luck. May the force be with you.